time zone, everybody. It looks like the microphone is working. I hope you're all already having just a really good weekend. I hope you're enjoying all of those daylight savings times shenanigans, because, gentle reminder, here in Western Australia, we don't partake of the daylight saving time shenanigans, which is why I might be appearing on your screens earlier or later for you. I think it's earlier. I think we wound the clocks. We wound the clocks in a direction, but we didn't here. So it's still the exact same time for me. I am actually 2 minutes early, so yay. Those are the 2 minutes I owed you from last week. I think I was running a little bit late last week. I was running late recently. Hi. Yep, Kim Pokey Trainer, you are appearing as Kim Pokey Trainer. So if that's what you mean by fixed your name, you've done a good job. You've missed most of the Gen 2 streams. Unfortunately, you need to go watch the recap soon. Yep, Jay of all trades, you got to catch up because we are nearly at the halfway point. In fact, every stream now, there is a chance we'll hit that halfway point. 4 is still a far, probably next week we'll hit the halfway point. I'm earlier to your American sensibilities. Excellent. Yeah, cool. All right. Let's get straight into it, and then I've got some confessions to make, but let's get straight into it. So what we have on the screen here already, I'll point the right way, is today's guessing game. Look, the theme is loose. The theme is the archaeologist got it wrong. These are all Pokemon who I feel like if we found their bones, we would assemble them wrong, but the theme's a little loose. It's because I found out about the Nano Tyrannosaurus this morning. Or the Nano Tyrannus, I think it's called. And we just keep discovering that we've put the bones together wrong, and I feel like that was a good theme for today. So these are these Pokemon are not dinosaurs, but might be mistaken for them. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Anyway, it's loose. The colors are accurate, just to keep things honest here. So let's start that poll. 1, 2, 3, or 4. For anybody new here, the reason that I'm not including number 5 in the first poll is so that we have 4 options for a second poll, and also YouTube only lets us have 4 options in a poll. There we go. Okay. So with that started, I'm going to work out how to do a thing. All right. I will show you last week's Pokemon where I got to with them, but we had some they weren't rolling blackouts, but we had some pretty extreme blackouts here recently, and it kind of interrupted a lot of my homework time. So they're not done. But I made a solid attempt. So here we have Quinpushin, who ended up with another just very pouty, trouty mouth. It just seems to be how I do fish lips. I'm lucky living where daylight savings isn't a thing. Yeah, they tried to, we voted it no. And then they were like, nope, you're going to try it for a year. And then they made us try it for a year. And they were like, so what did you think? And we were like, no. And since then, we haven't had to play with it again. Though it does mean that at certain points of the year, Australia ends up with 8 different time zones. You little Quinpushin? Yeah, it's very handsome Squidward. It is. So that's our first little guy. And then we have Ipom, who I was sewing together ahead of stream today. He has all of his pieces, and his name was Dennis because he's a little bit of a menace. And he's come a long way. He still needs his main assembly, and I need to resolve the mouth a little bit. I think it needs the little black lines of the teeth on there, but I just didn't have time to. Oh, sorry. We'll get rid of the magma snail there. That's from last week. So there is how Ipom is coming out. And he's super sweet. He's just a cute little bean. He's a little guy. But he needs to pull himself together a little bit. And, oh, hello. You can harass the fish. Yeah. No, or not. And then the real confession here today is that, Magcargo still looks exactly the way we left him. Though it's occurred to me that with the way we're constructing Magcargo, I'm going to be able to literally just use the exact same body sheet for Slugma when that comes up. So yeah, I'm going to leave Magcargo off the screen because he's a bit of an embarrassment at the moment, because I should have been able to get him done and I didn't. Oh, and a warning, a belated warning, given that we are 5 minutes in, but a belated warning that if you go looking for spoilers in the background of today's stream, you are probably going to find them, because I am very actively filming the final Pokemon for the Soul Silver series at the moment, and I think I've stashed them all away, but just don't go looking if you don't want to know spoilers. I won't mention any spoilers because I think that they're way more fun if you discover them in the context in which I discovered them. But yeah, don't go looking for spoilers and you won't find them, and you'll be happier that way. Alrighty, how is our poll going? Oh wow. You are being quite decisive today. I support this. We'll give it another second. Yeah, we did 3. I don't know if we're going to do 3 today. We're going to play by ear. It's going to depend on who you pick. Yeah. Well, it's just going to depend on who you pick. Last stream ended really abruptly. My blood sugar just went, whoo! And I was just like, you know what? I can't string sentences together, so I'm just going to call it. Just out of respect for our time here, you know? It's just like, you guys sign up for a certain level of chatter. And I just feel silly if I'm sitting here unable to string sentences together. 72 people have voted. All right, cool. I'm going to call it then. Thank you, everybody who voted. Let's end that poll. And I will bring the main one back up like this. Go team. I'm so good now. Yeah, Mod Bones has stuck for now. He is still Mr. Bones to me, though. Yep, cool. So you guys voted for number 3 with 55% of the vote. And then there was a 2-way tie for the second place, which was number 1 and number 4 both got 17% of the vote. And then came number 2 at 11%. So thank you to everybody who voted. Nicole, I'm not sure if you finished the Jumbo Raccoon first. I haven't seen any of them yet. I try not to look so that I get a little fun surprise for the slideshows at the end of videos. But if you posted it in Whips and Brags, let me just have a little look-see. I'll just have the world's quickest scroll. Oh no, it's been a little while since I've scrolled in here. Ah, there they are. Beautiful. Yeah, I will say that you're the first one I've seen. I don't know if you're the first, but I reckon you could probably claim it. I know there's I don't know what to call the biggest ones. I know there's like 2 or 3 of them floating around out in the world, but the jumbo size is you might be first. I'm not intending to do the megas, but I should consider doing Mega Starmie. No. No, I'm not ruling anything out. I'm just not ruling anything in either. All right, you guys voted for number 3. Let me just refocus myself here. There we go. Where's my eraser? There it is. Okay. And behind door number 3, you guys have been drawn like moths to the flame for the little blue door. And behind it is a little crocodile. Little snappy crocodile. There you go. So yeah, I was apparently feeling very brave as I put this together this morning. But that's okay. So yeah, did you guys expect Totodile? Hoping you expecting Totodile. You wonder if it's for alligator? Nope, it's Totodile. Okay. Oh, I know. I know what Mega Starmie looks like. It's like, this is the first time I've sketched, oh, you can't see. The first time I have sketched, not the one we're making first on the page, but like, I always feel like he needs to have like little high heels. Because he's pretty and he knows it. I think I've missed some arms there, but that's my approximation of Mega Starmie. Right. Okay, anyway, we are making Pokemon number 47. First up, it is Totodile. Let me just reset all of the things on my screen. I got distracted. Yeah, poor little Magcargo got a little bit of the... So every so often a Pokemon will like fall through the cracks like that, where we pick it, we don't really get it started, and then it just sort of like doesn't get done. But he will get done. It's just I've had a very Pokemon-y week, and it's not done yet. You want to name him after a while? Okay, well now Starmie's here Starmieing up the place. The real question here is open mouth or closed mouth for Lil Reptar. call him Dorothy because he's Toto. Wow, the names are coming through already, like really good ones too. I might draw him with his mouth open, but I'm not promising to make him with his mouth open. There's a lot going on with this little fella. To the point where I am inclined to not hold myself to my 2-hour time limit. We might hit 3 hours with him, but we'll just see how we're feeling. If we're reaching crocodile fatigue, we'll call it and move on. Because I do want to at least do 2 today. He's got another one of these little blob bodies. There's a lot of these in Gen 2, and I have not been nailing them. I've been making a lot of potatoes instead of a lot of water balloons. And so we're going to try and break that curse today. A whole bunch of little French knot teeth coming our way, I think. His little arms are pretty easy, at least. You've got his little vest on. His little... Just because he's swimming, it's for water safety. I'm going to try and do a safety eye. But it has a lot more details to it as well. Oh, and you can see the other hand sticking out this side. His little foot's up in the picture I'm working from. But it's helpfully showing no beans, which we appreciate. No beans. Love that. And it looks like he does have some like sneaky fins going on. Okay, there's like 3 on his back, 2 and 3. And then this leg is just sort of down. No belly patches, no toe beans. Really his big detail is his snappy mouth. Oh, thank you very much. I do my best. Sometimes it loses something in the inking. And really it's just there, the whole drawing part is just there to help me kind of lock in an idea of what these shapes might be. But sometimes, like with this one here, we are going to do a little bit of a shape breakdown afterwards as well. Just because he's got something a little bit more complex going on. So that's the safety eye. So he's going to look a little googly-eyed today. And snorts. I'm assuming that safety vest wraps around. No, it doesn't. It ends in the armpit. So I haven't quite lined that up properly. It's okay. Yeah. Schnapp. The Totodile voice sounds like Donald Duck to you, so I just named Donald Croc. Croc. Sorry, not Crack. Dundee. Oh, Dundee is cute. Daylight Savings has confused your local wildlife. Why are birds chirping at 3:11? I don't know, but every so often we have a willy wagtail out the window who screams all night long, and I actually find it really funny, but I don't think everybody else does. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our little fella. So the question is now, do we close that mouth? Because that will make this easier. Either way, I think we can get away with putting the bottom jaw as part of the body. We've been doing a few this shape recently, and there's no reason to stop now. We can probably even extend out into the tail and just make this shape here. And I'll use the tongue color for the top layer of it, because that will help tie everything all in together. His little vest piece will just be a little bit that we make and sew on. His little arms are just tubes. We're not really worried about tubes. And the feet are going to be fine as well. They're going to be easy as. They're a little paddle. with a little bit of chonk on top. I get that he's got a little bit more of a refined shape than this, but you can kind of get away with blobifying a lot of the features if you've got something as complicated as a mouth going on. Okay, so we have a name list coming through already. So current name suggestions are Snappy, Reptar, Chomper, and Dundee. That's a Crocodile Dundee reference for anybody wondering. We could call him Hogan. Oh, he does have stripes on his back. I would have missed those entirely, but those are just a stitch-on detail. So that's not the end of the world. And then after all that, we have like the top of his head, which we can attach at any angle we like, because we're rebels. It kind of needs to be this shape. Which means that I might be doing that thing where I like over increase the top and then just like poke down in between to form like two little eye curves. Wow, I managed to find the exact spot to flail my arms around where you guys couldn't see, even with two cameras on me. Go team! Yeah, I think that's probably what I'm gonna have to do, which I don't like doing live. That's a lot of pressure, but we'll see how we go. I mean, if the top of his head doesn't turn out, I'll just do it again later. It's fine. I've proven myself perfectly comfortable just redoing some of the work off camera sometimes. Okay. This is not as hard as it looked at first blush. It never is when we actually break it down. So, gonna need those. Toe, dial. By the way, anybody who's on Patreon, I know some of you are going to get just a massive wall of Pokemon patterns over the next 7 days, because you're going to get Chinchou, Ipom, Quillfish, Magcargo, assuming I finish him, as well as the Pokemon from the Soul Silver run, as well as, hopefully, whatever we do today, that they might get bumped back a week. So there's just like a whole lot of Pokemon that's going to be arriving real soon. Just thought I'd mention that, because I have not forgotten you. I've just gotten a little bogged down with some stuff, as, I mean, you guys have met me at this point, so you know. It's always funny missing a giant target. I missed something there. I had a little toy of him that sprayed water. That's so cute! Snappy needs to be Schnappy. I agree. You thought he seemed doable, but you're not the one who makes the patterns. He does look like an extremely delighted toddler. He's giving me Grimer in Nidoqueen's Crown vibes. But let me just keep picking colours. So the blue, we have two options, alright? So he's a little bit more of an aqua colour, but I have a very pale blue, or I have a stronger blue, which I don't think is right and I want to immediately eliminate. As soon as I held it up, I hated it. I have a darker blue, but that just makes him look greener. Do I have... Ooh, maybe that colour. Hold on, guys. I'm digging out a long, non-used colour. It's maybe too green. Let me just visualize the line we're dealing with here, because I do think when you think of Totodile, you do think of blue. So even though he is looking a little literally green here, I want to make sure that we are making something that looks the way we feel like he should look. So I think we're going with the blue. I think we're going with the blue. Oh, I'm missing the... Yeah, no, sorry. Sometimes I skip parts if I think they're just going to be really basic. So he's got like the little 3 spine, and the piece breakdown sometimes just turns into I need to work out how to do a specific thing. And yeah, once I work out how to do that specific thing, like the mask falls away. And I'm just like, cool, let's just get going then. Inside of mouth. Does he need a stronger color for the roof of his mouth? Yes. And he needs some red for his spikes. I don't really want to go bright red. That's a lot of red, but I can go... I actually think those two might look okay. Oh, on the face cam it looks perfect. I'm just nervous about it because it feels slightly darker in the room. Sorry I keep turning around, folks. I'm trying to check the yarn wall behind me to see if I've got a different color. I think I might have a different shade for that one. that I might be able to pull out of somewhere. No, that's definitely too minty. You're gonna point at something, love?
What about that top right one? That's a really
Oh, the red. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'd have a working ball of that in here. Hold on. This is being suggested for the tail. Oh, could you pick that up for me? Sorry, love.
You just wanted to see the booty.
I don't know. I don't know. You like the teal? All right, I'm just gonna like not pause this. Sorry, I'm not gonna pause reality. I'm gonna just turn my camera off and I'm gonna go rummage around on my wall and see if I can't find a slightly lighter shade of this. If I can, we'll go with that. I'm still here and nobody's panicking. Nobody's panicking because I'm still here. Da, 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 da. Okay, I think it's just that they're different. Quiet, yo. I think they're just different dye lots, but this one here is paler. I've wandered away again, but everything is still fine. Everything is fine. Oh, never mind. How about that? Sorry, we've had a little bit of a yarn avalanche, but we're okay. I gotta rob Mr. Bones a little bit. There we go. I'm still here and everything's fine. We're okay. We're fine.
I needed to come and check on you.
Yep.
Oh god, everything is not fine.
Everything is not fine.
Oh no.
But also, everything is fine.
He does not look fine.
He's fine.
He's doing yoga.
How about that colour? How are we feeling about that colour? Nobody... Okay, I'm seeing panic. I'm going to have to turn the camera back on.
Involuntary yoga.
In my experience, all yoga is involuntary. Okay, sorry, we're back. Yeah, what do we think about... Okay, this doesn't have the colour listed on it, but I think it's known as like ice. So rather than cloud, we got a slightly colder colour, which I think is better. And we're gonna use that. I might have even still had some of that in the drawer here, but yeah, no, I don't like the teal. I think the teal is too dark. Cool, excellent. Happy to resolve that, because I think that's going to like brighten this whole thing up a little bit, and it gives us some room to move for the other gens. The pale yellow is just non-negotiable. Those are right for the inside of the mouth. I'm not convinced about this red, because I think his tail is slightly berrier. But I feel like that's a problem I can probably solve later, if I'm honest. Oh, there. That's almost the exact shade of it. It said it's like I'm just using every pink I have. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more aqua-y. Yeah, I'm actually really happy I did that, because I would have made it in the cloud and it would have just gone down as like one of those ones that's just like, it's close. And I've made excuses, but no, this is correct. Okay, so I'm going to start with this body piece here. Just need a slightly different angle on it too. So I feel like the tongue piece is like this, and then we have like a blue frame around it. And then, okay, so we can't see the body from the back, but we can see it from the sides. And then we'll be able to see a little bit of the tail. Sometimes it's helpful to like have a different perspective on what we're looking at. You're listening to a song called I'm in Love with a Big Blue Frog, making the Jumbo Raccoon and watching the stream. Too much multitasking? No, that sounds like the perfect amount to keep all of the bits of the brain occupied. You need something for the eyes, something for the ears, and something for the hands, and they don't all have to be the same thing. At least that's my experience. Like if I distract myself enough, stuff can actually get done. Not a pupil blinker? Perfect. Yeah, a lot of the more creaturey ones, we don't have to worry about that as much, but never say never. Alright, I think Mr. Bones is nixing the name Doodle, just because I think it's causing him moderation issues. Yeah, Mr. Bones in the background dropped all of his yarn. It's a bit rough because like since I filmed the Pokemon video, I still only have like a single layer of yarn on the shelves back there. The rest of it's all in 2 giant bags off to the side. Because I think I'm going to be wanting a similar setup for when I do the 12 days of crochet intros. So I don't want to put it all back, just take it all down again, but it means that everything's just a little bit less held in. And we're kind of just making it work. Which is, yeah, sometimes things work. Eyes, uniwork, ears. You hands drawing? Afraid I do not follow that logic, but it sounds like a good rationale. Your ability to multitask has gotten weak. You would be exploding. Used to do more at once, you'll get there. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there is like a real power in just being able to like single-mindedly lock in on something. But sometimes you just kind of gotta go with what the brain will let you do. It's no one's fault. It's just sometimes the brain just do be braining. Magic ring of 6, and then we did. I think I attempted to do 3 increases in 3 single crochet. I'm gonna count and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. We are doing just fine. I'm trying to think about all the things I've been doing this week, and most of it's a blur of Hades 2, if I'm honest. I could have gotten more work done, but instead I was playing a game. But oh my goodness, it's such a good game. I am so much better at it than I was at Hades 1. However, that's probably because I played as much of Hades 1 as I did to get good at it, and now I'm just good at Hades 2. She says. Completely, like, I don't know, humility, blah. What's the theme today with Totodile? The theme today is basically Pokemon that archaeologists would get wrong. Oh, that's right. That leads me back to the point of the theme, which was that I found out this morning about something called a Nanotyrannus, where they actually think that what they've been thinking are juvenile T-Rex skeletons are actually just a completely different dinosaur, like a smaller dinosaur, which worries me a little bit because like it throws off a bunch of stats regarding Triceratopses, but that's fine. Yeah. That's all. So I was just like, oh, yeah, they seem to be getting things wrong a lot because there was all of that conjecture about Spinosauruses as well and the skeletons of penguins when compared to the skeletons of, like, Leopleurodon. And I'm just like, Like, I know that they have, like, ways of telling. And it's really cool now that we know what dinosaur skin looked like. Because of some fossils found, I don't know, north of North America. But... yeah, sorry, I'm going to stop my dinosaur rants. It just got me thinking, what? Yeah. If like, we were finding Pokemon fossils, like not Pokemon fossils TM, but just like fossils of Pokemon, then we'd probably think these were dinosaurs, or we'd get them wrong. So, I don't know, it's a very, very loose theme, but they're going to be fun, I promise. They're always fun. We always have fun here. I'm having a hard time making a shape that's long enough. Yeah, we have skin imprints now. It's very interesting, so we actually know the texture. Oh, we could tot the Totodile. We could do a Tototot. Okay, it has a name. We must try to Tototot. Do you think the archaeologist could find the puff T-Rex? You're making a bunch of them for... oh, wow. Oh, I haven't thought about those for a while. Oh, I saw the coolest thing. Somebody took my puff T-Rex and the overlay piece for my crocodile pattern and put the overlay piece over the top of the puff T-Rex, and it comes out so good. And I'm just like, well, that's what the pattern should have been right from the start, but I can't. But I feel weird stealing my own pattern idea from someone who had just a clearly better idea and used the tools I sent out into the world to assemble this amazing thing. It was just very cool. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little bit more aware today of like the silences at the end of me speaking, even though that's always how live stream is. I'm interpreting them differently today. Pidgeotile. Hello.
Hello, pretty lady. I was just looking for the Loki crocodile. I have no idea where he'd be. He'd be hidden
Oh
somewhere.
my goodness, he'd be buried.
He'd be buried, yes.
Do
not ignore me, I'm not here.
Oh no, it's just he's pale green, so I know which section of the rainbow he's buried under, but you'll never get him out.
Yeah,
It's just layers.
I need a balaclava.
Baklava. Yeah. What were you going to do with him if you found him?
I was just going to hold him up for the camera. Because like you have hundreds of things that you've made.
I do.
And so like very few people have seen all of them. And
Yeah.
so there's always the opportunity when like you have something it's like, oh hey, check this out. They're like there's going to be a bunch of people who have never seen it before.
That's true.
It's like that one where you find a joke and sorry, I'm probably talking too quietly.
Oh, are you waiting to see if you can hear yourself?
I'm somewhat loud enough.
Yeah.
You know, I was coming in to get rid of the silences at the end of the sentences, but then you stopped talking.
I'm sorry. It's just like I tried to write tot but wrote totato. A rare potato totodile. Maybe he's potodile. No, that sounds like a service where you can ring a number and they'll deliver a potato to your door.
Tubadile?
Tubadile?
Because he's a tuber.
I know I am.
Yeah, that's it. Yam. Yamdile.
Tot the palate. Okay, that only works if we actually manage to tot him because he's a complicated little bean, and I'm not making promises. Okay.
He'd be a very complicated little bean.
Complicated little bean. Why am I putting all that effort into the back of his mouth? It should be at the front of his mouth. Maybe I just do it the whole way around. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Noise making buddies.
Oh. Have fun looking at the Northern Lights.
Have fun.
I'll be here. We've had a really cool moon the last couple of nights. I think it's officially like the super beaver moon. And I do feel like yeah, I know, that's what they called it. But I feel like every 2 months we're getting told that we're having a once in a lifetime moon. Don't get me wrong, I love a good moon. We stood out there, we looked at it. When the power went out, it looked bright and yellow.
Power went out, everything was dark.
Yeah.
Moon was bright. Yeah.
It was good.
It was yellow.
Very yellow. But like I do feel like we have a lot of once in a lifetime moons. It's got me questioning how once in a lifetime these moons are. You're painting dinosaurs this evening and you're absolutely delighted with the direction you've taken with dino facts. Oh, good. Excellent. I'm afraid I may be all out of dino facts. But I like knowing the ones that I know. If I ever get really, really stuck and I'm craving some dino facts, I have a book. Really pretty book in the background that's full of dinosaur stuff that I probably should re-gift to one of my nibblings, but it's so pretty and I like having pretty things. Your sisters are pretending to be Australians throwing water balloons at the British. Wait, are they pretending to be throwing water balloons at the British or are they pretending to be Australians? I'm trying to work out how I feel about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm feeling like he's too small. I'm a little self-conscious about it. I may have totted too effectively. I'm going to sneeze, guys. Brace yourselves. Excuse me. Ooh, show book. I will grab it next time I stand up. I feel like I've already turned the camera off a lot already today. But it's a very pretty book and I like it a lot. I also have I think it's animals and I have birds. I have animals and I have birds in the same series. There's also a space one, but it's mainly full of rocks. 2, 3. Don't tell me there's no such thing as too small, because like you've seen how small I'm willing to go. And it'd be a shame if poor little Totodile ended up a tiny blue jelly bean because with just no details on him because we got lazy. Now thank you for the blessings, folks. Oh, dang it. I'm going to get the book. But you will... oh. The stream was naked. There we go. I bumped you, but everything is fine. This is a very pretty book. It's got a bunch of stuff in it. Fun stuff. And it's shiny. And it's so pretty. And yeah, I've got the animals and birds one. They're only like 20 bucks each. So like, I see them come up and I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to snaffle that. But then I grew up in a house with encyclopedias instead of internet. So what are you going to do? You panic so hard you dropped your phone? No, we're trying to avoid that. That's it. That's the last camera turn off, at least until after break. We got to let it recharge. It was the briefest of panics. I think that was 12 around. His mouth is losing some shape and I'm worried about that, but I think I'll be able to bring it back in. He just won't have a very protrudy jaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and... yeah, 12. I think we're good. Put a single crochet, and we did change to blue there. Okay, so what about crocheting a fossil or something encased in amber? First of all, fascinating as a concept, but it's the encased in amber bit that's going to throw me off, because gelatinous cubes are the bane of my existence. Because you can't crochet translucency, and I am working on methods that might read okay, but like there is at a certain point I have to acknowledge that there is a limitation to the material I have chosen to work with. My medium is not translucent. I can't do anything about that. It's very frustrating for me because like there are Pokemon coming up that are basically things encased in goo. I don't know how we're gonna do them. I'm thinking of there's like Duosion, and is it Solosis? Little guy who looks like this. Or some approximation of that. I'd probably have to crochet something and then place it in resin or something. Yeah, I suppose resin is a thought. I've not played with resin before. But it is a thought. I feel like my hesitation with resin is that I tend to like to muck about with craft materials and see what their properties are and see what I can do with them. With resin, there's safety concerns with doing that. And so I don't feel like I can play with it properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that kind of like stops me trying to play with it, if that makes sense. Put them in Jello. That I could do. I like gelatin isn't scary. It's not permanent. And I try not to play too much with things that just produce a lot of waste. Like the crystals was a fun experiment, but I probably won't reattempt it just because it felt really like wasteful. Like I've still got them. You can see them up there, but they crumble a lot. Excuse me. What's that?
Have you seen the Generation 8 Pokemon? Fossil Pokemon?
I don't know.
They're totally misassembled. The Pokemon on the left here are the legit ones. The Pokemon on the right are not.
Okay.
The ones on the left are real. The ones on the right, fake. Like, the fish's head is clearly upside down on the second down, second in.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like, they're clearly...
So wait, this is real and this is fake?
No. Well,
This is real and this is fake?
Yes. Like, look at the little yellow dinosaur that's stuck onto a different body.
Oh, no.
It's clearly 2 different fossils.
Oh, no, but I think the whole point, I think the theme of this was that they were misassembled.
Yes, but it's just...
Like, they did this on purpose.
I know, but like, I didn't realize that was a thing. It's just like...
I mean, it's horribly upsetting.
Someone posted it in Discord and I was like, oh, that's funny.
Because, like, this could have been cool. These were cool looking. But, yeah, I think the whole point is that they mashed 2 fossils together, right? Someone back me up here.
I think it's fun for a joke, but not for a thing that's walking around, I am unfinished. I've been misplaced. Resin
getting really hot would kind of probably affect acrylic yarn the same way that ironing it does, which is just it melts the plastic element in the fibre, but that produces its own interesting lattice works as well. You got to it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you're doing it on purpose, it can be fun. If you're not doing it on purpose, it's the worst thing to have happen. Yeah, it's based on English fossils that were misassembled. That's what I thought. Cool. Thank you for the confirmation, because like something just rang a bell as I was looking at them. Just like, there's no way they designed these this poorly, not on purpose. The archaeologist who gave you the fossils is named Caroless. That's very funny. I like that. Oh, he's so small. Okay, he's just a tot. It's just fine. Like, you guys are on board. I'm on board. I'm going to do my best to just make him proportionate at this very, very tiny shape. Tiny little tot of tiny dial. Is Discord only for patrons? Nah, Discord's open to everyone. Mr. Bones will help guide you. Sorry, Mod Bones will help guide you. Yeah, he is going to be just a little guy. It's a little bit nerve-wracking when he's coming out this small. That's not at all what I intended. This is just the base piece, though. Maybe I can recalibrate my brain. Melting the yarn is called killing it. For wearables, it means better drape, but less stitch definition. That's interesting. Do you have Panto? I've not heard of it. That doesn't mean we don't have it. It just means that I haven't heard of it. Wait, do you mean like pantomime? Because that's what I used to call like we went to panto. As in, like, we like acting on a stage. Is that what you mean? Look up mesh yarn. It's semi-transparent. Yeah, but I'm not sure semi-transparent is going to get the job done. Don't get me wrong. I will make a note of that. But when we're talking about like gel and trying to like replicate gel in yarn form, I don't know. One increase, one increase. Okay, nope, there's still another increase there. Yes, pantomime, excellent. Because I was sitting there going, panto? Yeah, no, I did pantomime a little bit when I was a teenager, like just as like part of the ensemble. I was a skunk one year. I had the most marvelous big fluffy tail that I got to like. It was nice. It was like basically having a cushion attached to my back. I was a townsperson one year. I'm trying to remember who I was the third year, because I definitely did 3 years. Did I do 3 years or did I do 2 years? I don't remember at all who I was for the third year. Anyway, I don't think that runs anymore. The theatre does not appear to still exist. Last time I visited my hometown, which was a while ago. 15. Yep, there is straight up plastic yarn. I believe it is called Plarn. And it's almost definitely something I would have tried by now if plastic wasn't banned basically everywhere. Because like Plarn used to make sense when you could just like it was just so many crafts sprung up around products like the waste, like ways to reuse things that would otherwise get thrown away. So there's a lot of crafts out there that require you to have like newspapers and plastic bags. And of course, nobody has either of those two things anymore. It's like you have to go out and buy a newspaper just to get a good shine on your windows, you know? Whereas like you used to just have it and you used to just be able to polish up those windows real nice. Pantomime it's theatre, but it's a specific kind of theatre. There's like a lot of audience involvement and it's they tend to be, I don't know, I tend to think of them as being like jokes or like spoofs. Kind of like Scary Movie isn't a scary movie. Maybe the translucent Pokemon like Solosis, thank you for the name by the way, just have to look like we've removed the top slice of goo. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have to do that, where it's just like I make the goo base and then we just apply the detail to one side of them and we photograph them from just that very specific angle. That's my thought. Yeah, it's fairy tales and for families. It's a little on the silly side. Exactly. It's not like meant to be serious theatre. How easy it would be to crochet with fishing line. You'd have to be very careful not to cut yourself with it. Just because a lot of fishing line, you'll break before it does, is the thing to keep in mind there. So be safe. I don't think it would be translucent. I'm not sure it would form very nice stitches, but like, that's me, like, I would never like completely rule out a substance before giving it a go, you know? Cut the tip off the hook. Oh, yeah, true. It might slice straight through if you're not careful, depending on your tension. You're just the tiniest little crocodile, and you have he's going to have a real severe underbite, I'm telling you guys now. You're making a beanstalk wig at the moment. That's fun. Oh, it's for the fairy godmother? That's cool. Yeah, pantomime is the kind of thing that I would potentially still be doing if it was happening local to me. It would have to be convenient, I admit. I find I do have a strong distaste for being inconvenienced. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that sort of thing might be a small town type of thing, and there are just no small towns anymore. Elastic for jewelry making, again, difficult for tension, but I crocheting with elastic is its own set of issues. But yeah, you are less likely to injure yourself or damage your tools. And even then, with fishing line, you just have to make sure you're not getting like the super strong deep sea catch the marlin type. I think I just did 3 rows on autopilot, which is fine, but now I want to like flare out the sides, and I should start the tail, because he's just, this is the size we're dealing with, folks. He is so little. He's so little, we need to protect him. Okay, so that's the jaw, and that's where that's where the sea has taken me. The belly is still flat. We might increase the last stitch of the row, and we'll increase there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. I can work with that. Increase 6 and then increase. I'll draw this out so that I'm not just doing it in my head. That's the round. We're going to put an increase there and an increase there, and we know that this is 6 stitches. We know that we have 15 stitches to start with. It's not showing up super well on camera, but at least I'm trying. We need to position the start of our tail centered in the back. And 1, 2, 3, and 6 is 9 stitches used, meaning we have 6 remaining. So it's 3 on either side. Should put the tail there, which is probably 1 off to where I would actually like it to be. So instead, I'm going to make that. That's still going to be 3, but we're going to move our starting point back 1. Which means we start with that increase instead of finishing with it. Yeah, BC Butterfly, there's a lot of that going on at the moment. Where I am, we don't do daylight savings, and so anybody who is impacted by daylight savings is kind of either surprised to see us or showing up a little bit late, and that's okay. We're only really just getting started with a little blue crocodile fella. Hello to the crochet dude. Welcome. Is this the first one that you can stay? Awesome. Well, pull up a project, get a snack. Make sure you have a beverage handy, because we hydrate or we dihydrate around here, even if I do forget to say it sometimes. You want to name him Steve for Steve Irwin? We could do that. Honestly, I was kind of reserving that name for the, what's its name? Like the manta. There's a manta ray in this chat. You know, it took his name. Probably poor taste. You know what? That was a terrible, bad joke that you should not be making. I apologize. I apologize to everybody and the world and everyone for that joke. Panic. You don't have a bevy? You need a bevy. I've got fancy glass, but it's still water. When I say fancy, as though it wasn't one of those like Coles freebies. Mantine, yeah, but we're not making that joke, and I've apologized for it, and we're moving on. You can't crochet or knit, your hands are in so much pain. No, yeah, I'm Australian. I'm here. I mean, I think the accent gives me away. Nobody hits A's quite like an Australian. What's the theme today? The theme today it's dinosaurs. Kind of dinosaurs. Still trying to find a succinct way to describe the exact reason why we're making these little beans. I actually think that's as wide as we're gonna get, but the tail still needs to grow. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll grow the tail some more, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. You got big fast. He's growing up so fast. At least by making him really little, we're leaving ourselves a lot of room to grow, because I was really worried that for alligator was going to turn out to be like kaiju sized, like actually kaiju sized. What's been 19 years? Oh, right. Sorry. Yep, I understand. It's still distasteful, and he's still a beloved person. Just like, it's the kind of joke I would be comfortable making in certain company, but putting that sort of thing out on the internet just isn't kind. You thought I was New Zealand? Nah. Don't worry about that. All the best things from New Zealand we claim for Australia anyway. Why would I be mad about that anyway? Yeah. Spent 3 hours untangling your whip bag this evening. Oh, that's fun. I need to do that to my yarn box because I have a tendency to just like grab and yank what I need out of it and then just like chuck it back in on top when I'm done. And it means that there gets to be a little bit tangly in there. But that's a whole thing on its own. You want him to be Kaiju as a name, but where do we go from there? If we name the little guy Kaiju, then what do we possibly name for alligator? Alright, he's turning out so cute. He's gonna have like a real big belly because I've accidentally like my proportions were off when it came to like growing this chest out. Like it was that I wish I'd pushed that down a row, but I'm not frogging back. I think we've reached the height he's going to be at the front here. I think his tail needs to grow out for one more row, but he's just going to be so cute. No more schnuppy? Okay. That's probably for the best. I don't know if I'm going to nail the jaw at this size. We also kind of sound, I've heard that we kind of sound a little bit like South African as well. Just in terms of the accents, if you wanted to like group a bunch of them together. Or it's all the same. That said, Western Australian sounds a little bit different to Queensland as well, because Australia is a big place and we kind of have very different accents on each coast. So keep that in mind. We kind of just sound like ourselves. I'm going to do one. Do I decrease there? I'm drawing another little chart. Let's see. We are 21 around, which is just not that many. We have 7 up to an increase 3, and then it's like 13 back to the start, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm thinking we put a decrease here, which would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe, and then the decrease there. Is that enough to start pulling it in, or do we want another decrease and another decrease? And then I'll leave those two alone, and then we will do an increase 3 at the back there as well. So decrease, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is that right? No, it should be 5. Yep, cool, yep. Then it should be 5, 2 decreases, 2 single crochet, and a decrease. Beer. Beer is pronounced beer. Beer in WA. Do we say beer? Hear me out, I could probably make a cute tiny dinosaur out of his shape later. Oh, absolutely. There are so many Pokemon that I'm just like, I could turn that into a wicked little blah, 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 blah. But then I'm like, I just never seem to do it.
I believe it's pronounced cold one.
Frosty. Yeah. Tiny dinos for 12 days of crochet. I offered that last year, and we looked at it again this year, but just other themes seem to like bubble up and over, and I need to do some work. I have not designed any more of the 12 days of crochet creatures. I'm hoping that once I get through this Soul Silver episode, it'll like free me up a little bit creatively, because it's the kind of thing where even though they're small, I'm finding I can't just sit down and focus on doing one of them. If I sit down, I want to have enough time to do 2 or 3 of them at a time in a block. Dundee versus Owen. Fight! Okay, that's the last row of growing the tail out, so we'll be narrowing that in. He's probably going to turn out perfectly reasonably sized. I'm going to feel absolutely silly for being like, oh no, he's so small. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You were in Discord for your clan for RuneScape 3 and had someone from New Zealand and Australia in the chat, and things got heated when someone made a comment about how they sounded. I mean, I suppose there's respectful ways to do it. And I suppose if you've been, you just never know what some people's sore spots are going to be, and like some people might have had a really bad experience in being bullied or whatever. And so like, I personally don't have it as a sore spot, but I don't speak for all Australians. Though I do remember one particularly fun moment when I was at uni. My lecturer turned to me and he goes, I've worked it out. And keep in mind that I believe we were at like, I'd been in his classes now for like 9 months or something like ridiculous, like a long period of time. He turned to me and he's like, I've worked it out. I'm like, oh, what? And he's like, I've worked out where your accent's from. You're from New Zealand. And I'm just like, no. I'm from about 3 hours down the road. So yeah. It's just, I always remember that fondly. There are a lot of tiny dino patterns out there already. Yeah, true. But like if I'm releasing a tiny dino pattern, you know it's going to be at least a little different to everybody else's. It's going to torture you just that little bit more for almost the same exact result. Because we like things to be tricky. Okay, cool. So now we are just closing in a lot of this. So I think we're going to do maybe even just like an enormous single crochet 5 together to make like the tip of that tail really tippy. Or I could make it a little thicker, but he doesn't have a thick tail. It needs to be tippy. So here we go. We'll do that. And we'll do a decrease and a decrease and a decrease. Is that going to work with what I did? So we go decrease and a decrease. Decrease and a decrease and a decrease. It does all work. Look at me go. I love it when I do things like instinctively now. And I say instinctively as though it's not like a trained reflex. But like all of the work I've put into like thinking these shapes through in the past kind of come back to help. Like an Aesop's fable. Sometimes as I'm just like mindlessly doing things. I'm like, oh look, I've accidentally formed the exact shape I was trying to make. Sometimes it's smaller though. Hear a lot of people say that Melbourneites sound like they're from New Zealand, but I don't get that. I don't know so much about Melbourne. With Queensland, you got to talk a little bit more through the nose, but even this is going to start a war if I'm not careful. Because we just don't sound like that. Night Breeze, thank you for hanging out. sound Aussie to you. I sound Aussie to me as well. 3, 4, 5. Oh, what a tale to tell. There we go. That was a lot of stitch. Your tension is way different now than when you were originally knitting this 3 months ago. Oh no! Yeah, that is always a problem. You grew up in Arkansas, but a lot of people comment on your Midwestern accent. I mean, I'm not from the Midwest, but I guess I'll take the compliment. Yeah, I was always told, like, I don't know even if I have the proper Australian accent. I've been told I have, like, the generic newsreader accent. Don't know what to do with that. Felt like a compliment at the time, but these days I'm not so sure. Utahs are militarily against the letter T. Midwest is everything else. I don't know. Somehow I keep ending up in conversations regarding geography. Geography is not a skill of mine. I do my best, though. Oh! Sorry. Are you okay? Oh, I'm so sorry for jump scaring everybody. Are you alright? He's not alright. Okay, but yeah, he's moving. So it's okay. Yeah, we're making toe-to-toe. I apologize for jump scaring everybody. I got very startled. He's fine. You feel like your accent is very broad, but then you heard yourself record and it's pretty bogan. Yeah, but that's fine. We sound the way we sound. Decrease. Do I do 5 together again and just really try and like... He's so tiny. Like, what am I doing? This is just silly. I'm making this way harder than it needs to be. If I'd made it like a little bigger, this would have been fine. Would have been no problem whatsoever. I've decided I'm going to put up the Christmas tree this week. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. There's going to be twinkly lights in my house for 2 months, and then they'll go away again. But twinkly lights make me happy, and so I've decided that needs to happen. Mr. Bones is in support of this. He's already yanked the tree out of storage, which is further than we got last year, I believe. And this is good. We also defrosted the fridge this week, which was good. Justified panic. Did Mr. Bones fight the fridge again? No, but given that you're mentioning that, he did sling it over his shoulder and cart it out to our balcony so that we could defrost it properly. And my goodness, that fridge is running a lot better since we did that. Turns out that's something you're supposed to do more often than we did. We did it recently, but apparently we didn't properly unblock the drainage tube at the back. But now we have, and turns out our fridge was really loud for a reason. Didn't just collapse into a pile of bones. Yeah, that's what that sound was. I glanced out there. He was reassembling himself, though. It's fine. Hurry, Mr. Bones, to the spare parts closet. I'm glad you can make this one as well, Sowsprout. It's one of those things where, like, I stream to about 100 people, give or take, which means that I do learn a lot of the names, and it's like, it's one of those things where you just, like, you notice certain names drifting through. It's nice. Hey.
Angry Bear Ironworks.
Yes?
Sorry, Angry Bear Ironworks mentioned the spare parts thing.
Spare parts closet, yes.
I know we've got police sirens outside,
We
so
do.
thank you for that. I tend to not like it when you've got spare parts for skeletons.
No. Okay. Well, I've accidentally made that perfectly to scale with the drawing I drew. It's actually smaller than the portrait. It's going to be almost the exact same size. I feel like here we are. We can do the zoom feature to adjust. There we go. Yeah. There. Small. So yeah, this is your notice to defrost your freezers. They probably need it. It's amazing to me how many things about being an adult that just like nobody thought to tell me. Like, I have a bunch of like cracked, are they called cornices? Those plastery bits that sit between the wall and the roof. I don't have a clue how to fix them. I've had holes in the drywall for, it must be 2 years now. It's ever since the pipe burst. I don't know how to fix them. It's just like, I get that you can hire people, but it also feels like something I should be able to do. People do that. People fix holes in their own drywall. So I just, and even, yeah, little things, just like all of those little things that I feel like people used to know, like defrost your freezer regularly. I feel like, oh, this is also just a reminder to anybody heading into summer, like I am, make sure that you get your air conditioner either serviced or service it yourself, as in like remove the filter and clear it out. Clean out all the lint from your dryer filter if you don't want your house to burn down. This is just like, here, let me do an outpouring of all of the things that I've discovered. Sponges are really helpful things. That's what I mean. Fixing drywall should be really doable, and I had, like, there were big square pieces taken out, but I still have those pieces. I should just be able to put them back in, and like there should be some kind of plaster tape I can use, right? Anyway. Oh, we should do the hot water system too. Forgot about that. Clean behind the microwave is a big one. Where do you put your food in the meantime? Well, you eat until it's mostly empty, and then you use an esky. That's what we did. We made sure we'd eaten everything out of the freezer, and we had like milk in an esky for 24 hours. Honestly, we could have done it in 12. The only thing to be aware of is, and I didn't know this, once you've moved your fridge, if it's been on an angle, you have to wait 2 to 3 hours. Like if you move your fridge on an angle, you have to stand it back upright and leave it for 2 to 4 hours before you turn it back on. If your fridge has been fully on its side at any point during that process, you have to leave it off. Like after you stand it back up again for like a full 24 hours. It's like a safety thing, and it's letting like the oils reach the compressor again. It's like if you tilt your fridge, you can't turn it straight back on. I never would have known that. I know that now. Sacramento instead of Sacramento. Yep, crumb plate at the bottom of the toaster. Another good example. Do they make fridges and freezers with Freon anymore? I thought they didn't do that anymore. That's just a completely uninformed opinion on my part, though, or uninformed statement. You can just go to Bunnings and staff will help you with cracks and holes in drywall. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is like, I feel like I should. Yeah, I feel like I should be able to. I'm gonna feel really good about it as well. So like, it's one of those things that I'm just like, at this point, I've challenged myself to learn how to do it. And I just need to find the space to do it in. So like, I'm gonna fix the holes in my own drywall. And I'm gonna feel good about it. I see. Was this your first shiny? That's awesome. I'm sorry. I started prattling on without starting another piece, and it means that we've just been prattling. Whoever built and or added onto your house was some sort of deranged maniac. We have an extension cord plugged into the wall that just disappears through a hole in the wall, and I don't know where it goes. That's so funny and alarming. It's hilarifying. Oh, shiny Wurmple. I haven't made that one yet. Oh, sorry, I now understand. Sorry, Southsprout, I misread your message. You caught your first shiny and it was a shiny Wurmple. That's amazing. That's like a purple one, right? Yeah. You just downloaded Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yay! If you haven't ever used a scraper for cleaning hard fat surfaces, it's so much faster than scrubbing. Yeah, I want to get one of those glass ones that's safe to use on shower doors and those glass stove tops. It feels like it could be fun and really satisfying. How can we nominate a specific Pokemon to have its shiny variant made? You cannot. Because the only way that comes up, like, it's a shiny Pokemon, so it has to be rare enough to make sense. The only way I'm ever making shinies is if they come up that way in playthroughs. And given that we've just, well, you haven't finished it, but I've finished it, Soul Silver. I don't think that comes. I don't think there are any other guaranteed shinies in the line. So if we encounter an actual shiny, first of all, I'm probably going to break the rules and catch it anyway. But yeah, if it's a good shiny and I feel like it works out okay, then it gets made as a shiny. We've got shiny Wailord and we have shiny Poliwrath in the mix, but I think they're the only two I made as shinies. Oh yeah, no, I did hear that, Mr. Bones. The ozone layer, there was like a hole in the ozone above Australia, it's been healing itself. Apparently it's gone now. I didn't know that it had gone quite that far. But wow, we are jumping topics all over the place, aren't we? Oh, the furnace is broken and it's cold. I'm playing black 2 or white 2. I don't know if I've played that one ever. I do try to toe a line where whatever version I'm playing publicly, I at least own a physical copy of. It's my own like personal ethics. That's it. That's the length of his arm. He's so small. I might do one more row. He can't even have fingers. It's too small. Guaranteed shiny in the newest game. Not sure I'm going to play that one. Hope you guys have fun though if you choose to play it. Yeah, there's the ozone good news and there's also the coral reef good news. Apparently there's been the Great Barrier Reef has been having huge problems with I think they were crown of thorn starfish, as well as just like coral bleaching. It's been a huge issue. But whether it's been through like help efforts of like reseeding the coral, or whether or not it's just the ecosystem helping, it's like adapting and surviving, they've noticed that like whole areas of it have just healed and they're now flourishing coral now. And that's super exciting. Like there's so many good things. Yeah, the outlawing of Freon. There we go. I knew that there was a thing. Sorry, we're jumping back to the fridge conversation. You found a shiny Trubbish? I love Trubbish. Trubbish is such a baby. People... I don't think anyone is actually mean to Trubbish, but Trubbish feels like people were mean to him. Turtles are no longer endangered? That's awesome! Y'all, if you guys have any happy things that you've discovered, pop them in the chat. Let's share. Let's make this just a giant, happy cuddle puddle of words. It's like, we're going to have more turtles in our shiny, bright, beautiful coral reefs. And there's no holes in our ozone layer, so we're not just burning to a crisp. It's just like, these are all phenomenal things. Where's my tortoise? Come here, tortoise. There we go. You may notice I'm putting off doing the head. Some deliberate choices have been made here. Yes, yay, coral, exactly. Sorry, I feel like I went from having 15 different conversations at once to 0. That's alright though. So I'm just making the second arm here. I will potentially use French knots for fingers, but honestly they're probably just going to be left as nubs. I think that we're zooming out this much, there is no room for fingers. He looks like a good hair accessory. Look, I tell you what, if you're brave enough, anything can be a hair accessory. Right, hydrate or diet, everybody. I have an excellent reminder. Chocolate prices are coming back down after the cocoa problem. I don't know if that's true or if it's just happening in our local supermarket though. Yeah, but like keeping an eye on that one. Because for a while there we couldn't have chocolate, it was too expensive. Infant mortality has gone down every year since 1991. That is exciting. I missed the bluey one. You made a dress for your dog and she's going to a bluey themed dog birthday party tomorrow. That's so cute. Hey, my voice puts children to sleep. As I said, some things might not be compliments, but I just choose to err on the side of them being compliments. It's a happier way to live. It's like my voice has been known to put adults to sleep as well, depending on what I'm talking about. A unicorn was discovered in your woods. It was a deer with mutated antlers. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fun. Instead of 2, it had one protruding between the ears. Interesting. If it had have been albino, I could see how like a whole religion might have formed around it. Oh, why Mod Bones? I'll just explain that one out loud. With the whole YouTube name thing, he tried to get Mr. Bones but it was taken. And we all really, really rejected Bones Mister. Was that what it was? It was Bones something. Anyway, we rejected that option, and so he went with Mod Bones, and that seems to have been a little bit more palatable to all of us. Barbara, you should be able to go to like the Your Channel part of YouTube, and in the settings there somewhere, there's you can update your nickname, I think. Okay. He's doing the Y in the YMCA. Side business for CK, just records of reading public domain children's stories. I have thought about that. Not like, no, sorry, not specifically that, but about public domain stories, because there's a few really good ones in the public domain now, which makes them fair game. And kind of like with the Pokemon series I'm doing, where I'm just like, as I catch them, I have to stitch them. I kind of think it could be fun to like read through these stories, and as we find characters, we crochet them. But I'm not committed to that idea yet. It's just been one that I've been floating around for like 18 months now. Yeah, he was Bones Mister, and we all went, just no. Why is the chat in @ rather than the nicknames? Eldritch, that would be because YouTube decided to push a button. That, like, you guys have the exact amount of information I have regarding that. We all just kind of have to go with it sometimes. Yeah, he's just a little guy. I'm going to make his little vest, I think. Because I should be able to get away with just doing... Is it increases or decreases? If it's from the top down, we can do it as increases, which would be easier than puzzling out the decreases, so we'll do it that way. Decreases will get us a bit of chevron, though. Okay, we'll do it as decreases. You guys twisted my arm. 1, 2, 3, and then we need 3 for my decrease, and then 3 up. Okay? It's going to be like one row. 10, 3, single crochet 3 together, and 3, and turn. He is decapitated right now. That is true. And it doesn't really help if I stick the eyes in on top. Oh, stabbed myself with a pin. That's okay. Yeah. See, sometimes the goal isn't to help. He's a little front heavy. You can try and prop him. I'll stab myself with another needle. What am I doing?
Can I borrow 2 eyes?
I'm just propping him.
Perfect.
There we go. Yeah. Help yourself. Bring the baggie back. It's very exciting when Mr. Bones starts taking supplies.
Oh, don't get excited.
I am already. It's too late. 9 and 10. There we go. You don't know how you feel about it? I haven't done Wormpool yet. I can answer that one. He has not come up. The little butt-faced caterpillar. In fact, what gen is Wormpool? Because I know it's not Gen 2. Is he Gen 4? What do you need?
I'm seeing if the round-nosed pliers were in here.
They would be in my tool mug, which is squarely on camera. Oh.
Oh, they're in there.
Yeah.
Thank you, pretty lady.
Thank you. The canvases just with the crochet around the edge fit perfectly onto the side of the shelf. It's really, really satisfying. They're Gen 3. Okay, cool. Well, then we'll probably get them pretty quickly then. At some point, I think we're probably going to start blurring the gens. And, like, if I do a bug theme, for example, there might be bugs from multiple generations. Just because after Gen 1, they're all just a little blurry. Spoilers! Oh, Goodness, did you see? If you did actually see anything, don't keep it to yourself, please. Don't mention in the chat, because I did mention if you go looking for them, you will find them, because I couldn't pack them all away that much. I don't think anything would have been that visible from up there, though. Why are the eyes in his mouth? Because where else would we keep them? We don't have a head yet. Some of you are a bit silly sometimes. Alright, we'll make the top of the head. No, you're just messing with me? Well, that's fine. It's just like, I don't care if you guys know the spoilers. It's just I'm trying to be respectful because I know some of you prefer not to know the spoilers. It's like, you think I'm not sitting here dying to show you some of these guys? One of them took me 2 full days to make. You've seen how fast I can go on stream. 2 full days on one of these ones. Like, I want to show you guys way more badly than you want to see it. And it's going to be on screen for like 3 minutes max of the Soul Silver video. And so I'm like, I want to show you, but I'm not going to, because I have to be strong for all of us. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like, and you're all welcome to mess with me, but you should know that I choose sincerity as my greatest form of defense against the internet. It's difficult to troll someone who just always thinks you're being sincere. That's not a challenge. Please don't start. I'll cry. That's my other defense. You usually get spoilers after the video's been released because you watch on Sundays after the stream or I show on stream. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you get spoiled anyway. I will try and be better about telling people that they're going to be on camera before I just chuck them on camera so you can look away if you like. You have OG Sapphire on Game Boy Advance. I had, or my brother had, but I adopted it, Red on Game Boy. Not Game Boy Advance, on Game Boy. But other than that, I had Soul Silver on the DS. I think it was technically a DS Lite, but I think the actual model doesn't matter. 2 days is a long time. There's a reason this video has been put off like by 3 weeks now. It's just like every time I sit down to make another one, I'm just like, oh good, this one is somehow more complicated than the last. But anyway, they're worth it. They look really good. I still have one more to make that I will be tackling tomorrow. I've covered up my working. Oh hey, look at you standing on your own. Hey, Makona Barb is back. Hello, Makona Barb. I see you managed to fix your name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Nice. And 6 and 6 single crochet. Do I think I'll ever make a pattern of my second owl from the challenge? Oh, do you mean the 100-hour challenge? You mean he was my 3rd owl, but you mean the second one? Because that's out. There's that's been on the channel for a real long time. Yeah. What's up?
Because you do it this way quite often, I made you a temporary head for all future use, but beware, it's a little bit cursed.
You guys are as excited for this as I am. I haven't looked yet.
It's very silly.
Oh my gosh, you put a mouth? It's cursed. This is the most cursed thing I've ever seen. Like, I can't...
So you just stick the metal bit in there?
No, I feel like he's holding it. No, I'm okay.
Do not talk to me or my son again.
Oh my god, I'm cramping up. No, I have to get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay, sorry guys, I turned the mic off on purpose. I didn't need to scream into the mic anymore. Okay, no, we're not going to panic. I just turned the mic off a little bit. That caught me by surprise. It can't be the weird part of the stream, it's so early. I'm okay if you're all okay. I banished the mask. Oh no, Clippy was mangled. Sorry, guys. Croc baby needs his cursed face back. I might be strong enough. Yeah, actually, that's probably not a bad idea. Alright, guys, you are going to have to panic for a second because I'm going to take a puff on my inhaler. Alright, we're back. Sorry. I try to minimize the amount of like aggravating noises on stream, but after screaming at you guys just then, I thought it might be best if I puffed off screen. Oh. I can breathe. I can breathe just fine. I've been doing it as a professional for like 30 years now. Well, probably closer to 40. Just look at the back and saw the large raccoon and his white face drops looking like tusks. Oh yeah, they do kinda. Thank you. Okay. We've decided that the face has to come back. See how this is me showing you and not looking directly at it. That's going to be the goal. I can't put it back in his hand because I don't know if I can manage that, but we can attach it to the yarn and the yarn can be just having a really good time. You can pretend using an inhaler is just ASMR. Yeah. It's like, it's asthma. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry. Let me just write down the row I just did as well. As a professional, someone pays you to breathe? No, but it has been a requirement of every job I've ever had. You're contemplating if it was me to say asthma ASMR? Sorry, just while I re-oxygenate a little bit. Nah, everything's fine. My asthma's pretty under control these days, except for when I'm caught unawares by little demonic clippies. Whew. Okay. Growing out the sides of his bill. Carefully. Yeah. So he's actually surprisingly nearly done. So, and we're back, and we're calm. Fair. Wait, if you've been a pro breather for 30 years, Australia has some crazy child labour laws. That's true. That's valid. I guess I should mean I've been practicing it for a real long time. For alligator has now melted. Yeah. It's just, he's like a paddle pop, but like a for alligator version. So it's like, what would a for alligator paddle pop look like? I feel like it would have some like candy spikes on it, and I feel like it would look like this. I'm gonna set myself off again because this is too funny. I'm amusing myself. Tell me you're all amused too. But it's an ice cream. Current name list is Reptar, Chomper, Dundee, and Kaiju. Sorry guys, I'm trying not to engage too much with like